What's up, boys? Callsign Grimey here. Welcome to my DCS AH-64D Apache tutorial series. Again, a reminder that this is designed for folks who are limited on time, that want to learn the bare essentials to be able to fly this aircraft without overly complicating it and not necessarily wanting to do a one-for-one step-by-step process as you would in real life with the aircraft. If that's you, you're in the right spot. In this video, we're going to talk about waypoints, how it works, how to get it in there, how to set it all up, how to delete them rather quickly, no frills. So let's jump into it right here. You can see on the TSD, what we're going to do first is to access waypoints, you need to hit point. When we hit point, this gives us access to a bunch of different options here for waypoints. Right now, you can see that waypoint 2 is currently selected. And what we're going to do first is show you how to delete waypoints. Maybe you put something in improperly, or maybe there's some stuff that's already preloaded into the aircraft that you want to get rid of. That's fine. Very simple to do this with the waypoint selected on point. If that's the one you want, you're going to hit DEL for delete, and it's going to ask you delete yes or no. Yes, it's gone. That easy, that quick, doesn't have to be over complicated. Now what we're going to do is, you see here that under point there's nothing selected, it's just a question mark. It's waiting for us to input a waypoint for it to then focus on. So what we're going to do here is we're going to hit point, we're going to get the question mark, we're going to come over to our keyboard and we're going to hit waypoint 07, waypoint or W07, enter. Oops. There it is there. You see it's highlighted now on the TSD. You'd also see now point, the question mark went away. It says W07 for waypoint 7. Now at this point, we can do delete it, yes or no. We'll hit no. We can edit it, and at this point, if we want to do any kind of editing, we'll hit free, and we would assign it a code. So if it's an LZ, is it a friendly FARP, is it an enemy? You can do whatever you want to edit that information. Once we're done editing, we can transmit. This is going to be a future feature that's coming. WAG's already teased this for the data link in the Apache, which is very exciting. What I'm going to do now, though, is I'm going to delete all of these because we're going to add stuff from scratch. So we'll put W08 and we'll delete that. You can go to coordinates, go to waypoint. You'll see whatever waypoints are already loaded into the aircraft. You can select it by hitting the push button here on the left side, and then go to point. You'll see that it's already loaded into point, and then you can delete it. Instead of having to type it yourself, you can kind of just hit a series of buttons to get to it, I think, a little bit quicker. Now, at this point, no pun intended, we have no waypoints in the system. We're going to go ahead and enter in waypoints. A reminder that because the focus on this video is doing things really efficiently and quickly, I never manually enter in waypoints into the Apache. It's kind of a long process, just typing it all out. Instead, use DCS the Way version 2. I've done a series of videos on this amazing app that simplifies entering coordinates into a variety of different aircrafts for DCS. It is a time saver and one of the best mods out there, hands down. I'll link to those videos down below on how to download it and use it. But you can see here, I already have 3 different waypoints that I'm going to enter in. The first waypoint I have in here, I actually wrote the abbreviation LZ for landing zone. And the Apache is pretty cool that it can accept those codes and enter it in there, and it reflects on the waypoint. So I guess it can kind of read or interpret the information that you type in here. If you need those codes, you're going to hit point, and you're going to come up to the top where it says ABR for abbreviations. Once you come into abbreviations, it tells you all of the little codes that you can enter to use. So you see landing zone is LZ. That is what I have here. It's going to be our first waypoint. It's going to let me know where our base of operations is. So once we complete our sortie, I can create a route back to the LZ, and it's really cool. And now we're going to enter this into the aircraft by hitting transfer to DCS. It's going to ask you what seat you're in. We're in the pilot seat, and it is going to enter that information. You'll see there it says LZ. It's transferring that information on there. And we've entered it in. We're good to go. We'll click off that. I made these pretty close to where I am right now. And you can see here that they're right around us. Waypoint 1, 2, and 3. Really, really simple. Now we're going to try and enter waypoint 3 one more time. What I'm going to do this time though, when I entered this, it's important to note that whatever phase you're in, I believe it'll enter the data under that pretense. So if we're in phase, when we inputted these waypoints, it entered them in as actual waypoints, right? Let's delete waypoint 3, because waypoint 3 for this demonstration purpose should be a target point. So what we're going to do now that we deleted waypoint 3, we're going to switch over the phase to attack. We're going to enter this in once again, and we're going to see if this will enter that point as an actual target point instead of a navigation or waypoint. And it did. So there it is. That is pretty cool. You can also see here on the cursor info, this is why I have this displayed on the TSD, that it says target 01, target TG, and it tells you exactly what that is, which is going to be enemy armor. Some other things to know about coordinates and your waypoints and your target points and your Apache here is when you go to chord, you can cycle through the top row of push buttons here to look through your waypoints, control measures, and then your target points. And if you want to get more detailed information on the specific waypoint or target point, you're going to push the push button on the right side, and you'll see that it'll pop up and it'll expand the information there. It'll tell you your ETA to the target, your distance, elevation, the waypoints, and all of that stuff there. Very crucial information, very useful information for your essay. Same thing for the waypoints. You can click on any of them on the right side, and it'll expand it and tell you the same information: ETA, distance, elevation, all that stuff right there. If you want to select any one of these as an acquisition source, say for instance we want to acquire target 1 as acquisition, you can click on the left push button here, and you'll notice that the acquisition has now been selected here. It shows T01. What's useful about this is when you go to, as a CPG, slave, you can slave over to that waypoint area, and it makes finding that target a lot easier. All right, and finally, another way that you can interact with your waypoints is with your cursor on your display here, okay? So if you have that bound to a axis control, like a thumb controller or something like that, a quicker way to do this, instead of necessarily going into point and pressing the press button here and do all this stuff, you can use your cursor to slew over whatever it is, and once you slew over it and it recognizes it, you'll see how the crosshairs go from X'd out to more of like a magnified look, meaning it's reading that and it's actually interpreting that point. Once you do that, you'll hit the cursor button in, and you'll see that the point switches to whatever I choose. So I can go back here to 1, waypoint 1, or I can go to target point 1 here. So if you want to help out, for example, if you're the pilot, you want to help out your CBG, maybe they're having a struggling kind of getting an acquisition or acquiring a point or something like that, you can go ahead and slew over with your cursor while you're still flying and select whatever it is you want them to see so they can slew over to it rather quickly. Okay, so that is your crash course on waypoints for the Apache. We talked about the best way to enter them in there, how to delete them, selecting them, entering in target points and waypoints. So you can do that very easily when you utilize DCS the way. It's a time saver. Again, staying true to the purpose of this series of videos to save you time and make it a bit easier to do all of this. Hopefully you guys found it useful. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel. There'll be more videos following up. We still have comms to talk about some more. Stick around for those videos. They'll be coming out. Callsign Grimey out.